Sarah Jane here for vaporizers.com. Today we have with us the Pinnacle Pro by vaporblunt. And I'm going to explain to you how to use the Pinnacle Pro, the pros and the cons, and whether the Pinnacle Pro by vaporblunt is the right vaporizer for your home. Let's open the Pinnacle Pro so we can try it out. Now, it's important to note that the battery must be fully charged before the first use. So, first time you take this unit out, charge it up, then you can have fun. The instruction manual, and the unit comes with an additional mouthpiece and an additional chamber for flowers and the chamber without the screen at the bottom. That one right here is for oil. And here's the Pinnacle Pro unit itself. If you note the design, it's actually very small and sleek. You can almost fit this one in a pocket very easily. I can fit it into almost every single purse that I have, even my small ones, which is very helpful, especially if you use it a lot on the go. So it's also a more discreet design. It fits in the hand very nicely. Using the Pinnacle Pro. To use the Pinnacle Pro, you want to hold down the power button for about 2 seconds, and that'll turn it on. To turn it off, you also hold down the power button for about 2 seconds, and that'll switch the unit off. Sometimes it's a little more like 5 seconds. Once the unit is on, you have an indicator lights showing how much charge it is. See, notice that it went to 4 at the beginning, showing that the unit is fully charged. If it were just 1 and blinking, it would not be fully charged. This one is fully charged. Now, these buttons right here indicate the temperature settings. You have 5 different temperature settings. The first setting is 370 degrees. The second setting, and you just click the button again, see how the light goes up to 2 and turns green. That setting goes up to 395 degrees Fahrenheit. One more time, you go yellow, showing it gets a little warmer, and that's the magic number 420 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, it's important to note on this unit that the lower settings work better for vaping flowers and the higher settings are more designed for vaping oils. So if I were to vape an oil, I would want to go on a 4, maybe even a 5 setting. Now the charging on the Pinnacle Pro. The Pinnacle Pro takes about 3 hours to charge fully. The one good feature I like about it is that you can use it while you're charging it. Now, it's rated at approximately 45 minutes of battery life, which it can be up to an hour if you're using it on the lower settings, or as little as 30 minutes if you're using it on the higher temperature settings for vaping oils. So if you're vaping oils and you have the opportunity to be able to plug it in and charge it, it would work a little bit better if you were to do that. Now for the fun part, using the Pinnacle Pro. First thing you want to do is you want to make sure, you want to remove the cap and have it to where it's easy to reload. You want to make sure you have the right bowl in there. Make sure that you have the one that's open in the bottom with the screen for the flowers. And then you want to make sure that you have some really nicely, finely ground flowers for this. It's not going to work if you have some herbs that are not ground up nicely or just too bald. The important thing and the key with any vaporizer is airflow. It's a convection vaporizer, so it needs proper airflow to be able to get through, to be able to heat everything properly. So you want to take your flower, load. You don't want to overfill. That's important. You want to make sure that it's full, but it's not too full. And you don't want to overpack it either. A little bit more there. This is going to be tasty too. Once you get the setting 2, you get a little bit more of a smoke with it. Setting 3 is for those that really, really want to experience the full power. I don't really recommend going much above setting 3 for flowers, as it's going to burn too much. Now, using oil with the Pinnacle Pro, you want to make sure that once you load the oil in, and I actually don't recommend using oil, as I found experimenting with this, and if you do, use the tiniest drop You're better off to use a more stable material in this particular unit. That being said, regardless, once you drop it in there, because it's all going to liquefy once it heats up, you do not want to turn the Pinnacle Pro on its side. You want to keep it upright. Make sure that the Pinnacle stays upright the entire time, which I find this to be one of the drawbacks to this particular unit, is that it doesn't stay upright on its own. It wants to fall over, which that's kind of a problem if you're on the go. I mean, it's great if you're at home and you have the stand, great for smoking oil, but if you're on the go, it's not necessarily as easy to keep it upright, and especially if you can't just stand it up. You can't just go into a place, set it down on the counter when it's out of your pocket, and there you go. Big mess, which then can damage the unit if the oil gets down there into it. Now, as I was saying, we were going to use the oil on the higher temperature settings. So we're going to start at setting number 3 for the oil. Now we're just going to wait for the light to stop blinking and the unit to heat up, and we'll try this out. So we're at setting 3. I'm about ready to try it out with the wax. I do notice that it is getting kind of warm in my hand as well. I don't know if it's supposed to get this warm. That can be kind of discomforting if you're holding it up high, so you want to make sure that you hold this unit down low. So we've reached setting 4. So now it's a little bit warmer. I can definitely feel it in my hand. So now we're going to see just how close the Pinnacle Pro Plus gets to a dab on setting number 4. It's pretty nice. I will say that I was skeptical at first. This unit is a little bit better when it comes to the waxes, if you put a very tiny amount. Okay, we've arrived at setting number 5, and wow, that is hot. You definitely do not want to grab the Pinnacle Pro Plus from the top when it's on the higher settings. It does get very hot. It's better to grab it from the base, so that way you don't accidentally burn yourself. In fact, I kind of wish there was a little warning label, do not touch me here, hold from here, or finger grips. I think it would be a little more helpful. But on setting 5, you do get more of what you're searching for with the wax. You do get the thick smoke. So it is closer to a portable dab. I do like it for that on the higher settings, that you do get a nice smoke. So it's closer to an on-the-go dab if it were a little bit better for on-the-go and could stand up by itself. So upon review of the Pinnacle Pro Plus by vaporblunt, I like the product. I like some of the design of the product. I like the mouthpiece. Is very good for female smoking because you don't get your lips all over everything. It has a nice taper. However, the drawback to the design is that the base, or the top gets too hot on the higher settings, so you have to hold it from the bottom, and it does not stand upright on its own. You have to use the base. So it's not very good for oils portably, even though it hits very nicely. For more information on the Pinnacle Pro Plus and other vaporizers, please visit vaporizers.com.